Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this, go up. You know it's all net when it go up.
Y'all here with Willie Mook, and welcome to Ballin on the Budget podcast. The Ballin on the Budget podcast, man, we got a very, very, very special guest today.
CJ Sadler, Cas Tech, class of 2026.
Coach Jake Mathis, defensive back coach at Cas Tech.
Now, I'm here to let y'all know, man, I've seen many highlight tapes. I've seen many high school athletes. The boy bad, man. I mean, the boy Michael Jackson bad. You understand what I'm saying? I had a talk with a few coaches the other day, and they were telling me that CJ was the best athlete in the state. And that was a freshman. That was a freshman, right?
Yeah.
And I had a chance to sit back and watch and analyze, and I might just say that I agree. I have to agree, man. You a bad boy. So just get a people, man. Who is CJ?
So I'm gonna give y'all a little background story on like how I've been playing football, how I started. So I started football when I was like 7 years old. I played for the West 7 Rams. Everybody probably know the West 7 Rams is. Little league team, pal. You know, I played with them. My first year I had number 21. I was on D team. I ain't really get no play time. I had like 6 touchdowns like the entire year. But my next year I had number 1. I was a vet because it was my second year. You get 2 years like on A, B, C, D. It's levels like that, but you get 2 like years to play. So my second year on D team, I had number 1. I had like 40 something touchdowns, 50 touchdowns. They was
how many?
like 40 something.
Oh,
it was like something like that. Then they start comparing me to like man-child and stuff like that. And ever since then, just from there, I just been going up for real.
So why Cas Tech?
Academic wise, they got football and basketball. We just won the state championship in basketball. And my mom and my dad liked it for real. So it really didn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I cared, but it was really up to my mom and my dad.
No doubt, man. Cas Tech has bred some dog athletes, man, for years. So it's nothing new, right? It's nothing new when you look at the area. You look at Cas Tech, you look at Belleville, you look at West Bloomfield, King, some of these other schools, man, and they're just amazing. But we got my guy Jake here today too, man, Coach Jake, who I got to know very well when he used to coach my son up at Belleville as well. So I know you got a great coach, you know what I'm saying, next to you, man. Give me a little bit about Coach Jake, man. What you?
Coach Jake, man, if you don't know Coach Jake by now, man, he
Okay.
he very blunt. He's straight up. He just real coach. That's what you need. Somebody who can give you criticism when you not doing right. You feel me?
So is Coach Jake coaching the DBs or the special teams? I heard he's in charge of field goal block and punt unit. You know what I'm saying?
No,
but
DBs.
The DBs.
Yeah, DBs.
Okay, no doubt.
He at the safeties,
Tell
man.
him what you told me when I first walked in the gym, your first practice.
Oh, yeah, my first practice, when he first walked in, like, my first time ever, like, coming to Cas, I'm like, Coach, you got to stay, because I've been knowing Coach Jake for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because my little league coach been knowing him, and then I just been knowing him, too, because he been coaching me. So I told him, like, you got to stay for my whole 3-4 years, whatever.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to quit.
No doubt, man. Coach, you have been a great inspiration to a lot of these kids in these areas, man. And Beck, thanks up to you, man. That's coming from me for helping my son get to where he needs
That's
to
my
be.
guy.
You also had a lot of great coaches that kind of, helped you out, right? Put you in position. Coach Marvin here, Marvin Rushing, right? Coach Crowell, a few well-known guys in the state of Michigan. Let me know, why Cas Tech for you,
Well, Marv, Coach Rush, that's my brother. We went to college together. We was at Eastern together. And when I left Belleville, I was done. So Wilcher and Marv been trying to get me. Before I actually came to Belleville, they were trying to get me to come to Cas.
Okay.
And when I left Belleville, Marv would text me every day, need you at Cas. Need you at Cas. I respond with the laughing faces. He said, I'm serious. I said, I know. So one day, they had the 707 somebody thing at Lawrence Tech. Went up there. He asked me to come up there and look at them. And I said, yeah, they need my help. So went out there.
No doubt, man. And
Great decision.
and you've been coaching long enough, and you've been coaching at two great football programs, right? CJ, you played Belleville last year in the semifinals, man, and fell ye short, right? And some could argue, a holding call, but you could also argue that every single play. Some could argue, you guys were all the way down to the 10, 15-yard line. Maybe, if the coach would have just threw me a slant or threw me something, we could have definitely won that game because you definitely ended up taking over during that game. Any regrets of that game? And if so, what motivates you this year to get back to that same position?
Yep. One thing, I regret on the last play when they went for the 2-point. I feel like I could have gave way more effort. You feel me? Try to tackle him, Bryce, even with him holding me. You know what I'm saying? But that just motivated me, bro. Like in the locker room, like we was all hurt because we just lost. So I told the team, I'm like, man, that was me. I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that in that game didn't go right. I fumbled. A lot of stuff happened. So, you know what I'm saying? We just took it as a team. We took it to the chin. And this year, we're just going to make sure we're better.
So I want y'all to listen to what he said. And I want to speak on your leadership, right? And your motivation that you have for the team. Last year, this kid is a freshman in high school in the semifinals and put the blame on himself. That had to, I don't think that registers to a lot of people. He was a freshman and put the blame on himself in a semifinals football game in Class A. So what are some of the things you've been doing in the offseason to get better?
Really just been working on my game, quarterback, corner, receiver, a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Working on getting the team right because we're young. So.
What's your favorite position?
I don't really got a favorite position right now.
Just get the ball in your hands and let you go to work.
Sure.
Who would you compare yourself to?
Offensive side, I'd probably say, as far as receiver, I'm going to go, down the line. I'm going to go receiver. So, receiver, I'd probably say Devontae Adams / Tyreek Hill. Fast.
That's a big comparison.
Yeah.
All right.
And then quarterback, I'd probably say, Mike Vick.
Nice. That's my guy.
Big corner, probably say, Deion Sanders. But
oh, my God. Now, you done named all prime time players.
For sure.
Now, you done lived up to it your freshman year, so 3 more years. I have never seen a kid like you as a freshman or develop the same way you did as a freshman, but there is a kid at Belleville, number 19. And then if you put that backwards and you add a 1, it equals 911. So Jeremiah was on here the other day and openly said that Belleville runs the state.
I seen
Now, can you combat that? How do you feel about that?
I mean, they up right now. They got the back-to-back, but they know who really run the city. Everything really come through us. They know they got lucky. I'm just say that. They got lucky. We're going to come back better this year.
So will the result change if y'all meet with Belleville again this year?
For sure. It is.
100%.
100%. Sure.
Awesome. So I know Cass Tech is a very, very well-educated school. They're really great on education, right? And it's very hard to actually get into that school. Do Cass Tech teach any of the athletes or any of the students there about financial literacy, about credit, about NIL?
Yeah, they got a lot of classes for us, I ain't take none of them last year, but you got to be I think a junior or a senior or something like that. You could pick your curriculum, to study. I had study seminars, but they got classes for us that we can go to. Last year I ain't take none, but this year I'm sure get into that.
No doubt, because somebody of your caliber, I'm pretty sure you've got over 30 offers anywhere from Alabama to Michigan State, Kentucky. I mean, we've seen them all. For you, right? I'm sure soon in your future you're going to be offered NIL deals. Do you have somebody in the household, or do you have care of some of the coaches that can help walk you through a lot of that information?
Yeah, I got a lot of support. That's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people support me. They make sure I'm good. I know a lot of people. So I got a lot of people in that position who know things about NIL and all that kind of stuff.
No doubt.
Help me, for sure.
No doubt. So if a company offered you $20,000 right now, tell me the first thing you would do with that money.
I wouldn't take it. 20.
20.
More.
No, you earned it. You signed the NIL deal.
I signed it.
You was offered $20,000. I apologize. You were offered $20,000 on the NIL deal. You accepted the offer. What would it be the first thing that you would spend that $20,000
on? I'm probably gonna save up. Probably gonna like start some. Give me probably like I don't know, like a car. Put it in my mama's name, my name. Save it. Put some up. Keep some. Spend. Give my mom, my dad.
So take me through the process of buying a car. What do you know about purchasing a car?
A lot, you gotta put.
How you purchase a car? Talk to me.
You gotta have somebody who can put the car in there. You know what I'm saying? You can lease it.
What they gotta have? Good what?
Good credit.
Good credit for sure. What's good credit for you?
Like 88. What's like 800?
800. That's good, man. Somebody been gaming him. Somebody been gaming him. So like, I don't know if you know, I actually fixed Coach Jake's credit. So before I fixed Coach Jake's credit, Coach Jake was driving around in a small school bus. He used to take it from Belleville. he used to take it from Belleville, you know what I'm saying, and drive it all the way back to the city. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a rental base. You know what I'm saying? But now, man, I ain't gonna lie, the boy pulled up, man, and I ain't gonna lie, man, I wish I had his car. I'll swap with him right now, man. Tell us a little bit about the process of fixing your credit and what that actually did for you, Jake.
Well, you know, when I moved back here from California in 2017, I had completely started over. I was staying with someone and depending on other people. I'm like, nah, man, that ain't right. You know, that's not me. I felt less than a man because my whole life I've had. So I got me a credit card, started building my credit up. And I don't know how we got on the subject, but Mook told me about it. And I started, we went through the process and my stuff shot up. So Coach Rami, I was staying in an apartment. He was like, you need to buy a house. Oh, I don't need no house, man. It's just me. Then I saw that Challenger. I say, I want a Challenger. I say, man, I can't get a Challenger living in an apartment. They're going to steal it. You know?
No doubt.
So I went and bought me a house. My credit went up to, 790?
It's amazing.
I went and bought.
Where was it when we started?
It was like low 600. So I bought the house. We got the Challenger, and shoot, I sent a lot of people to Mook. Hey, the man legit. He know what he doing. He taught me a lot. I tried to teach my son. The way he did his own son. When Lil Mook graduated, Lil Mook was better than most adults. You know, that's something they should teach in school. They don't teach that because they want us to be in debt.
Absolutely.
That's one thing. I talked to him about it a little bit. I talked to all the kids about it,
And that's good, man. That's big ups. I wish a lot more coaches did speak to their kids about things like that. Because even as parents, sometimes there's no really excuses. But even as parents, we're so caught up on the child's sports practice or their games, and they're not working hard or they're not working out, that sometimes we forget to bring them to the table and actually talk finances, right? So CJ, I'm gonna get back to you for a second. Southfield AT&T, that's who you open up with, right?
Yeah, we won August 26th.
How that game gonna go?
Oh, blowout, man. That's
blowout?
all we expecting. Blowout.
What's a blowout to you?
40,
we call
50,
that dog walking.
40, 50, like 6, 7. That's a blowout. Like 30. They lose by 30 points. That's like a blowout.
So what's the individual stats gonna look like?
I'm gonna try to throw for I'm gonna try to go for 300, 400. I'm gonna try to run for about like 1 something, 2 something. On the passing touchdowns, I'm gonna probably try to throw like at least 4, 5. I'm gonna get my team involved for sure because they're gonna try to key in on me. So a lot of guys gonna be open. That's really it though.
So really, it's just gonna be a go crazy type of
deal. Yeah, always.
So are you stat wise? Do you think you can compete with number 19?
Of course, I didn't compete with him. I didn't beat him. So you know what I'm saying. I mean, he got me 1 year this year, last year. But
so it's the big payback
for
this
sure.
time.
It's always a matchup. Everybody come see me and Bryce. Always.
No doubt,
sure.
Man. And I ain't gonna lie, man. They both are superior talents. Both of them ranked in the country. But then, so Belleville has River Rouge, and they said some of the Rouge guys was talking trash, and it kind of took a little personal.
Yeah.
So you guys get Rouge after Belleville.
No,
Right?
well, we was
No.
supposed to get Rouge, but
No, we got a team from Jersey.
yeah, we played the team from New Jersey.
Did they back out, or you just got a team from
We got
Jersey?
a team from Jersey.
Woo!
Team
Sound
from
like they
Jersey.
backed out.
We got a team.
Because
from
I was
Jersey.
looking forward to watching that matchup
too.
with number 11.
Hey,
Because that's a bad boy.
we all was.
Y'all was? You ever faced him?
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
Sure, I faced him at the 707. You didn't see it?
I seen some of the highlights. I seen some of the highlights. So,
Yeah,
so
for
did you
sure.
get the best of him or you got the best of you? Because you know he comes on the show next week. So be careful with what you say.
He didn't catch nothing. That's all I know. He got 3 passes thrown to him. All of them was broken up. So, hey.
So you locked him up.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Who can't you lock up?
I mean, I'm locking up everybody.
Huh? You locking up everybody?
Anybody who step out there. You know what's up.
So if it was 4th down and 1
Mm-hmm.
and you was playing Belleville and they handed our ball off to Jeremiah Beasley and you had to meet him in the hole, would he get it or no?
I'm coming down there. You already know that. You know that. I'm coming down there. I'm getting. Yeah,
Y'all, hey,
I'm
man,
getting
listen,
it.
man. Y'all hearing, man.
I'm
He
coming
out there
down
talking
there, man.
great, man. I love it.
I'm coming down there for sure.
No doubt, man. I love the confidence that you have as a freshman because honestly, I haven't seen anything like it. I'm very interested in watching your sophomore year. But when you become a senior, and that was one of the things of high school football for me is I think it for anybody, right? It gets easier the older you get, right? Especially when you started off playing freshman, varsity as a freshman in such a high level like Class A. But when you become a senior, man, I honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know if the state will have ever seen anything like the type of numbers you're going to produce at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen this boy on punt return. I done seen this boy at corner. I done seen him at quarterback, and he's a problem, man. He's a true problem child. You know what I'm saying? So I know we hit on NIL a little bit, right? How much about banking? How much about budgeting do you know? Like, how do you budget your time right now? Because I know you guys have an off week next week, right? It's dead period.
Yeah.
What's your plans for dead period? You still gonna work out?
Yeah, I'm gonna still be working out. You know, just staying in shape. I might go out of town and visit a couple schools while I got the time. You know, 'cause a couple schools want me to come down to college and stuff. But I'm for sure be working out. Sure.
So is there anybody you want to pay homage to? Anybody at Cass Tech? Any alumni that kind of put their arm around you, man, and helped you pave the way?
Well, I didn't talk to a couple of guys like JD Jordan Lewis. For sure.
Big ups to JD.
Yeah, he one of those guys who helped me. Sure. I didn't talk to Mike Weber. I didn't talk to.
That was a bad boy too.
Yeah. I talked to Ja Rule a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? That was really it though.
So your talk with Ja Rule, and a lot of people may not know this, man. Ja Rule was a really, really, really good kid who faced a little bit of problems while he was in high school, right? And what it did was it altered him from being able to go to Michigan State, right, to potentially JUCO, and then he had a phenomenal finished his college years phenomenal at Ferris State. But does somebody like that talk to you about their experiences and what not to do?
For sure. We had first game when we had lost to King. Ja Rule was there. He was just telling me like, just stay out the way. Just giving me like positive, like just a whole bunch of positive advice, about everything he went through. Just telling me his story. Just telling me the things not to do. Learn from him for real. Cause he was like one of the guys at Cavs who was like. Feel me? He was like that. He won state championships, all that, So I was listening to him for sure.
And that's the major thing about who we are, right? As far as Apex. Apex stands for athletes preparing for excellence. And we're big on mentorships, right? We're big on mentorships because we do believe that those guys above you or ahead of you, like Ja Rule Campbell, to be able to game you, right? And say, hey, young blood, I took that path. You know what I'm saying? There's different ways to go about what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any, business owners or anybody that's helping you as far as gaming you on just the financial aspect of the game, because I hear you say, you know, you want to buy a car and you want to buy this, but somebody like Jake can sit here and tell you that the wise thing to do when you get that type of money is to act like you don't even got the money. And then also understand that it's very, very good for you to say no, because all friends ain't your friends. And you'll start finding that out when you get to college.
You don't owe anybody anything.
You don't owe anybody anything. You put in the work. You ran the miles. You carried that ball in the end zone. Everything you did for yourself. The other thing is, we want you to understand that use NIL as a launch pad for yourself, right? What do I mean by that? For somebody who can get 5-6 figures in an NIL deal, don't look at that like, oh, I'm about to go buy this chain, or I'm about to go buy this car, or I'm about to set my mom up. Use that as a launch pad, because do you know the expectancy in the NFL? Do you understand that 1.6 percentage of athletes gets drafted? Yeah. Do you understand that your life expectancy in the NFL was only 3 to 5 years? So if you graduate at 21 and you play in the NFL and say you have a good 5-year career and you're done at 26, because anything can happen, right? You're done at 26, you still got a whole life ahead of you, right? And you have to understand that the more you save that money, the more you can live the type of lifestyle that you want to live. We had brought Londell White up here the other day, a few months ago, and he spoke on that. He said, people don't understand that $1 million ain't $1 million. Do you know how much in taxes you would have to pay for if you had $1 million?
More like half of that for real.
Yeah, about 400,000, right? So that's just gone in the wind. So that's just a big fluke. But then at the same time, you have to look at it and say, man, how can I sustain and maintain the type of lifestyle that I want to live even after my playing days? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I was one of those guys, right? When I graduated college, man, I went back to the hood. I went and bought me a 2006 Cadillac. I thought I was a junk. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of making it in my hood, right? You drive a nice car, you hit a couple corners, holler at a couple females. That was, you know, that was a life, right? Yeah. But I couldn't afford that car. You see what I'm saying? I had the car before I had the apartment. And it came at a time where I had to let one of those things go. And the worst feeling you'll ever have in the world is when you have to let go of something that you love. And I ain't talking about a person, I'm talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about jewelry. I'm talking about Rolexes. I'm talking about cars. I'm talking about homes. Those things can be taken from you if you can't afford to make those payments, because those companies don't care nothing about if you still playing football or not. They want their money, and they want it now. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody to be in a situation like you have an opportunity to not ever have to work for nobody a day in your life. And many people can't say that. You got a chance to be the boss all the way through if you do it right. Understand that even getting that car is like getting a pair of clothes, getting the clothes. You get an outfit, man, 2 weeks later, that outfit was old. You can only wear it so much. You know what I mean? You can only wear the outfit so much. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, getting that car is the same way. Just like they got a 2022 Escalade, it's going to be a 2024 Escalade. So in 24, you ain't going to want the 22, you're going to want the 24. So always remember, that's just the way how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back on the basketball tip. I didn't know you could hoop. You know what I mean? I ain't like who you compare yourself to on the hoop court.
I'm aggressive in hooping. So I probably compare myself to like, I'd probably say like a Kyrie Irving or something.
Like Kyrie?
Yeah, I got handles. Yeah.
So was Coach Jake coaching basketball too? He keeping the stats? Coaching?
Yeah, he was up top.
He was up
Home
top.
Games, he was up top. He was watching.
With the headset on at the basketball game?
No, sir.
He ain't had a headset on. He ain't had a headset on, but he was up top watching me for sure.
No doubt, man. I'm going to actually make it a do for all me and the team, man, to come check you out, man, because I was surprised by what I seen. You know what I'm saying? So how did it feel to win a state championship as a freshman? You got one ring. You got more than me. You got more than a lot of these dog athletes like Jake and all of us was in high school. You got one ring and went to the semifinals as a freshman. How many more rings do you see yourself getting in the next 3 years?
Every year I got to win, man. That's the goal for sure. So I probably say what I got like at least 3-4 more years, 2-3 more years. I probably say like 3-4 more.
3-4 more ring. So you plan on going out like this?
Yeah.
5 of them joints.
5, for sure.
You Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to call you the GOAT. You come out with 5 rings in high school, I'm calling you the GOAT. That's for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's for anybody. So personally, man, I like to thank you for coming out, man, because it means a lot. And what I want you to do, if you ever have time, I want you to reach down to go back to your PAL team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or go back to that program and just talk to the kids and let them know what to expect when they get to the high school level. You know what I'm saying? Because we, just like JD and those guys came down and talked to you, that's what makes us feel good about each other. That's what I believe that a lot of us is put on this earth to do, is to reach down and help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, man, you can't help yourself. I done had dark moments. I done been depressed. I didn't even know what depression was until it happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I got myself out because I surrounded myself around the right type of individuals and the right type of people who let me know who I was. So the point of me saying that is don't ever forget who you are. You CJ, you a bad mother, watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? But you got to continue representing that because that NIL is serious. And Coach J can speak to this. Name, image, likeness. Whatever you do right now, because all the eyes is on you, people paying attention. So you can't walk in the store and try to sneak out a Twix. Somebody's seen that. You know what I'm saying? You can't hang around individuals who not like-minded like you. If they don't want it, whether it's in sports, business, or whatever it is, don't even, you know what I mean? You ain't no punk. You ain't no sissy. You ain't no none of that. You. You hear me? And this is speaking from somebody who's been in all kind of situations. You know what I mean? I grew up in the hood. I had hood people who wouldn't let me do hood things because they seen
Same here.
my athletic ability, right?
Same here.
Back in our days, the thugs and the gangsters, man, I don't care how hard you thought you was or how much you looked up to them and idolized them. If they seen something in you, they wouldn't let you get involved in none of that. Am I lying, Jake?
They threaten you to stay on the straight and narrow. If I see you out here, I'm going to kick your butt.
And that was mentorships for me. And that was mentorships for us. So I believe in you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, you know, cold-heartedly, man. I've never, once again, I'm going to say it on the record, I have never seen a freshman do the type of things that this man was able to do. If you get a chance, Google, go on YouTube, CJ Sadler, highlights. And this is just football alone. I ain't even had a chance to go through the basketball. I seen him play, but I had a chance to go through the basketball online. He's a bad boy, man.
Everybody talk about what he does on the field. His best attribute is his leadership as a freshman.
I can agree to that.
Man, he has the Michael Jordan make everybody a better around him factor. He has that.
So if I was having a bad day, man, and just say I was slacking off in practice, man, what would be your approach to me? Like, how would you come to me? Would you pull me to the side? Would you talk to me in front of the team?
It depends on who you are. You know, if I probably pull you to the side. Depends on who you is. You know, I probably tell it to you in front of the whole team. You know, just put you out there so you can just be ready. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes I do that with the team, call some people out. You know, who I seen wasn't on what they were supposed to be on.
You think you could beat me in basketball, huh? Sure. I got a mean hook shot.
That's cool.
That's all I got, though. I'm going to be honest with you. That's all I got.
Defense.
You got deep because I might be on a fast break and I might pass the ball because I might miss the layup.
I do that sometimes, too. I did that sometimes. Sure.
No doubt. Especially when Shorty watching, you know, you don't want to go over and try to dunk and get hung or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but let the people know, man, your Instagram, man, and how can they get a hold of you and follow you?
My Instagram, COS_.CJ. My Twitter, COS_Jr1. I don't got TikTok, nothing like that. Just Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, so we're going to end this out. But before we end it, one more time. Who run the state?
Cash.
Why?
Because we do. It go through us. Yeah.
Everything go through you.
Second half.
You owning that.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, he put a stamp on it. Y'all heard it, man. Thanks again for tuning in to Ballin on the Budget podcast. I'm Willie Mook Johnson.
CJ Sadler Jr.
Coach Jake.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you like and hit that subscribe button.
Whoa!